What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
You know? So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
Pull out your card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right.
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
What up, everybody? Hey, it's Monday. I ain't seen y'all in 7 days. It's been a few weeks since I was able to say that. Listen, I am excited. I am very excited. I'm a little sad too, but you know what? After last week's show, listen, ladies, we can hold it down. And so we're going to run it back again twice for y'all. So when y'all come in and say what's up, let me bring the fellas in. Gentlemen, pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yes, sir. Y'all doing all right?
Yes, doing all right, brother.
Listen, man, she left us out again, but it's all good. We're going to get to it, right? We're gonna have to handle up.
We miss you, Lady D.
Yeah, always and forever.
Yeah, we miss you, D, but the GOAT, I call this the GOAT show.
Yes, sir.
Because all of us are Capricorns and we all are GOATs, the greatest of all time. So this is the GOAT show. Tune in. You're going to enjoy it. Buckle up, because it's going to be a great ride.
Oh, by all means, please buckle up and strap up too, because listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget about the talking point tip jars. If you hear anything being said today, listen, y'all feel free to show some brothers some love. We like our coffee, we like our tea, and you know what I'm saying, and we would sure love to get it for free, but since we can't, you know what I'm saying, y'all help a brother out so we can go on enjoy on some of these festivities. But listen, y'all, we're gonna get right into this thing because I think I have about 20 topics, and we'll try to get to about 19 of them tonight. But listen, we're gonna keep up with politics real quick. Y'all, listen, Donald Trump, he took another L this week, and tomorrow I think he's in Florida now. They rang him up for another 37 indictments. Accounts of indictment for those documents, man. I'll just say this: I don't know where we're headed as a country, but it don't look like it's gonna be really nice when we get there. So what you brothers think about him finna get it? Because he's really calling for these folks to come out here. See, they don't love on him like he thought he did. They loved his power that he had, that he was able to make moves in the country. But now that he's just a civilian, ain't nobody thinking about that dude. What up, DJ? Good to see you.
What up, DJ?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope the family's doing well. So Kenny, what you thinking about DJ Trump?
Man, I'm kind of like Missouri, the show me state. I still don't think a whole lot gonna happen with this dude. I know Brother Black, he can go a little bit more in depth in it. Obviously, these 37 indictments. 37. That's this is serious now. Yeah, now we talking about some serious ish.
Right.
But I still think, man, he's a white man in America with money, with a little power. Somehow, I don't know. Somehow he's gonna skate through this a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Black. Listen, they appointed him one of those judges, man. They try to give him a little slack, and so I understand where Kenny headed, man. Listen, black folks have been so traumatized by just white privilege and white justice that we just won't. We will continue to hold our breath until there is a guilty verdict, and even then, it depends on who the next president will be. You know what I'm saying? Whether he's gonna stay in there anytime. So, just speak to it. How you see it, bro?
Well, I agree 1,000% that, historically, richness, whiteness, and power have always meant skating through. Having said that, these are federal charges, not state. Mm-hmm. The fact that they are indicting him tomorrow for the first time, he's going to get a mugshot. Yes. That didn't happen last time.
Right.
I believe in this instance, the federal justice system is on trial as much as he is too, because now you've opened that door to where we're watching to see what power really means. See, it's one thing to accuse someone. When you bring an actual federal indictment, now the justice system itself is on trial as much as Donald J. Trump is. Now, that's not to say that when it's all said and done, that his sentence won't be lighter, but we as a country, this has never happened. This is historic. And I do believe in this sense that we are witnessing something that has never happened. A president, federal indictment, he's going to be mugshotted. We need to remember, he's appearing in Florida tomorrow. He's also supposed to be appearing in New York on the same day.
Same day.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with the charges here and whatnot. Right. So I believe that as we're sitting back watching, even some of his normal sycophants are actually saying things like they believe he's toast. They believe he could go to prison, because now what you're doing is we're ushering in a new era of politicians who are watching this. This is going to speak to the American justice system as much as anything else. And for that, I'm holding my breath, but I think he's in trouble.
Yeah. Hey, even Bill Barr said, listen, if this stuff is true, which I know why you saying that, just to save face. If it ain't true, they wouldn't even be this far down the road. But he said his goose is cooked, man. He in trouble. And I believe that, but I believe that for every decision that's made in this moment, there are gonna be some consequences that's gonna come with this. But this is what I know. I stand on the sideline when white folks start fighting each other. And so I'll exit stage left until you boys get through.
Hey, you know what, fellas? I read an alarming stat today on this. 80% of Republicans still say they feel that Donald J. Trump should still be able to run for presidency, even if he is found guilty.
What up, bro? Yeah, that's horrible.
Troubling. That's troubling to me.
Over 60% said if they voted right now, he's leading as the nomination, 67% versus 23% for DeSantis right now as we speak with current charges. Absolutely. But here is their problem. The government even posted a picture of where he stored the files. I don't know if you guys seen it. In a common bathroom. It's unheard of. I don't know if you saw the picture. What the federal government does, think about how they've locked up, Gunner and some of these people that's still been sitting. What the federal government does, and this is why R. Kelly's in jail right now, free R. Kelly, is they put out enough in the very beginning to let you know how solid their case is. And before we've ever even done anything, go look at that picture where classified files are sitting in a bathroom in open forum. They're not playing.
Yep. No. Wow. They're not. You're right. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna keep y'all posted. We'll talk to y'all same time next week. So we'll be 4 or 5 days in to when all this foolishness is happening. So we'll let y'all know what they're doing. Y'all probably know before we will. But just keeping in step, man. Let's move on to this next piece with the Supreme Court. Now, listen. These legislators and these congressmen and women, they've been trying to make some moves. And so in Alabama, there was a case brought to the Supreme Court concerning voting maps and what do they call it? gerrymandering. Yes.
Right.
So in Alabama, they tried to present a map, of course, with the population of black residents versus the map. It showed the black residents only had one district where it's 1 in 4 black people in Alabama. In Alabama. So again, in great fashion, they took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and surprisingly, Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh voted with the liberals to uphold the decision on Alabama's maps. Its 7 congressional district, which included only 1 with the majority of black voters, even though African Americans make up more than a quarter of state's population. So they said, we see no reason to disturb the district court's careful factual findings. Robert wrote, the decision likely means a second Democrat could be elected from the state of Alabama. Its delegation is now 1 black Democrat with 6 white Republicans. Again, I appreciate our moving forward. I just don't appreciate the consistency. So again, I'm not patting you guys on the back for doing your jobs and upholding justice, because that's what you're supposed to do. But again, I will appreciate the effort in the climate that we're in politically, that, again, justices don't hold termed in office, but at the same time, you want to appreciate, we know from whence we came. And so what you guys think about that, Black? What you think?
This speaks to what I've been talking about for a long time. The biggest election in this election time, we pay attention to the top spot.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a long time. Regardless of who's sitting in that seat, yeah, they make decisions, but here's what we discovered when the curtain has been pulled back on politics. Presidents have very limited power, believe it or not. They're sitting in that seat, but things that affect our lives on a daily basis, those decisions are made at the local, smaller levels. So when we're talking about redistricting, and I've been telling people for a long time, when you think about the census and voting, we don't elect presidents, people. What voting does is it shows those in positions of power where the consensus is of where people are located, so that who sits in that seats, now they're able to cherry pick where the funding happens, where the changes happen. So if you want to change some things by redistricting, you take, for example, a state like Georgia. It's a red state, but take a city like Atlanta that's predominantly black, and you was to redistrict and create more spots for more voices of people in power to affect true change, it could change the game.
Yeah.
So this is significant in the sense that what it would actually do is make the game more fair for people, to be able to. So when we going around Monopoly, we get to buy up a few properties while you might not own Park Place and Boardwalk, the main 2 properties on there. But if you start to pick up a few properties, Illinois Avenue, St. James Place, I'm using this, as an example. You're in the game, people. You're in the game.
Yeah. What you got on this, Kenny?
I want to see how this ruling now will affect others, especially the southern states, especially the red states in the southern part of the like the Texases and the Mississippis and the Georgias. How this new ruling, will those state legislatures go back and abide by? If the Supreme Court has said this for Alabama, all these other states gonna have to take a look at their redistricting their lines as well. And I already know this state that I live in, Texas, they already feel like they can do what they want to do. So
and they've been doing it. Yeah.
And they've been doing it. So it's going to be, I'm definitely going to see how this new ruling is going to play out for the other southern states as well.
Yeah. Again, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Racism has not gone away, but the backing of the government has removed itself from giving that racist man or woman the sharp teeth to dig into us. Right. That's being taken away. And so again, it's always going to exist. It's always going to be here. So never kid yourself, especially the white brothers and sisters who think that it's gone. No, it's not gone. You no longer have the power behind the government giving you the okay to do it now. So that's what make it more palatable for us to deal with y'all.
Right.
And just know when I look at you and I smile, don't think if I think it's in you, don't think I won't call you now. I come, you know, Eric call Tyrone. I'll call Karen and Ken.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So just don't get it twisted, y'all. So yeah, well, okay. Well, speaking of that, let's get to the next story. One of our Karens by the name of Susan. Now Susan, again, when I first saw this story, when you don't mention the person, it almost leads me to think that they are of the Caucasian descent. Because it's like, why y'all waiting to try not to talk about the person in question? And so this black lady, her name was Ajike Owens. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But she walked over to her neighbor's yard because apparently Susan did something to her kids, Miss Owens' kids. And she came to the door. Again, this is not their first interaction with each other. Apparently, this has been going on for some time. But Susan decided not to open the door, but to open up the pistol. And she shot through her front door and killed this woman. Now, again, we just talked about the court system doing their job. Here's another reason why black people struggle with the court system is because you drag your feet so often with things that are so cut and dry, and you blame it on due process. Well, I promise you, I'll show you inconsistency about due process if that's what we want to talk about. But this woman shoots her neighbor through her front door. And now she finally got arrested. I think it was late last week. She got arrested.
Yep.
And so, and I mean, man, when you look at her and listen, when they talk about what they talking about when they see the brothers, yeah, he's what they call him when you look like the suspect or you look like how they call it when you look like you a suspect. Well,
you fit the bill. That's
fit
what
that is. Yeah, you fit the profile.
You fit the pro.
Yep. Yeah. So when I look at Susan, you fit that Karen profile really good.
Sure did.
I sincerely, my heart goes out to those children and that family. But I mean, man, the level of delusion we got here, fellas. I mean, what's next?
Right.
I mean, I guess we waiting on Trump to just go ahead and shoot that person on Fifth Avenue and see if he won't get charged. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, what else do we have to see from these people, man? These people don't think. Listen, these folk not saying, "Listen, I'm going to jail and I don't care." And they just do. No, they think that they're gonna get off, and it's because of what used to be okay. I don't know, man. All right, well, go ahead. Whichever one y'all want to jump in on this thing right here.
I'll say this. I'm going to challenge one iota of what you said.
Sure.
You know, she's definitely a Karen. She don't look like the Karen that they give a shit about. So I knew what you were saying, and you spot on. And so there's a reason why we colloquialize that term Karen, because it applies to the helpless, innocent victim of a white woman. But when you look at this itch, they might let her go down because she's not attractive.
Yeah,
she looks like a freaking criminal.
Yeah.
And so with that sense, it's harder to get people to evoke emotions of empathy towards an old, ugly, twisted white woman, as Fred Sanford would say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to your point, you're spot on. This country, America, it's not racist for me to say it. It's just the way it is. It's built on the backbone of the most precious commodity that we have is a white woman. And you better not hurt them. You better not mess with them. And that's what we're built on. Our justice system, our entertainment system, what we care about is built on that notion right there. Frankenstein the monster is a monster because if you read the book, he strangled 2 little white girls. Many an African-American slave was killed for looking at, whistling at, the thought that you would do anything to a white woman.
John Coffey.
The Marvel Empire is built on most 80% of movies is at its core saving a white woman. When we think of movies that even save the world, when the writers sit in a room, they factor that into the story because for America to give a damn, to spend its hard-earned money, somewhere in there, a white woman has to be at jeopardy. It's not racist. That's the way it is.
Yeah. Kenny, I'm going to get it to you like this, man. We talked about it the other week about the NAACP sending out the sundown city of Florida, right? And what do you know? She's from Florida.
What do you know? What did you go figure? Right.
That's it. So listen, y'all, hide your kids and stop going to folks' doors. Halloween going to look real different in Florida. I'm just telling you.
Right. And it should.
Yeah. So what you thinking about this, Kenny?
Again, guns. This country was founded and built on violence, and that's how this country is going to live. This woman, I was reading the background on this racist woman. She was steady cussing the kids out in the neighborhood every day. She cussing out kids. She just for any little thing, specifically black kids. Yeah. So again, not surprised. It saddens. Now you have these kids that actually witnessed their mother being gunned down over an iPad. The woman just wanted to come get her son, her child's iPad, and then you have this racist woman kill this woman. So, again, it's nothing shocks me anymore in this country. I would like to see what the NRA stays very quiet on these violent stuff with these guns. They don't never have anything to say. So I would really like to hear something from them.
You won't
sometime, and I know I won't. It's wishful thinking. I just was throwing it out there.
Right. Somebody gonna have to pay a nice little penny to hear from them. You ain't hearing from them, so yeah.
You're right.
All right, y'all. Listen, all we doing is reporting the news and showing the validity and the consistency and just in life in general. So listen, it will behoove you to use caution and to take heed to all of this information because there's some truth in this stuff, man, and these folk ain't playing. So anyway, but we'll keep y'all posted if there's something else that comes about this. But like Black say, she don't look like they type, so she probably going to.
She don't look like they type. Right.
That's it.
Right.
Susan gonna be Shane. You know what I'm saying? Pushing that weight. Okay. Yeah. All right. Listen, I found this one interesting too, y'all. 60 days in. Speaking about Susan going to jail. I don't know what the problem is in this country about human beings, but
right, I don't either, bro.
I want to show y'all this clip about us, man. And I did not know this show has been going on for 8 seasons already.
I didn't know it either. I watched that whole segment you put in there.
I've been watching the show forever. I'm a fan.
I did not know it.
Oh, okay.
I watched this.
Oh, really? Okay, I never heard of it. Okay.
Let's show it for the folks that don't know, because Black gonna help us. Listen, he is the most interesting man in the world. All right, y'all watch this, and we'll let Black tell y'all what's up.
There are several volunteers that are ready to go inside and report back problems that they find, if they last.
There's no cells. You right up on top of somebody.
You never know when someone's just gonna snap. It's terrifying.
The last thing I need right now is to get killed in the shower.
I'm here with a purpose.
I don't want to die in here.
60 days in. New season Thursday, June 15th.
That's heavy.
So Black, this is my problem with this show. Now listen, I get going to jail. I understand. You get caught up. But these dummies volunteer to do this.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, what kind of depression? What kind of medication you? No, I know they ain't winning no $1 million. Now, you ain't gonna sit up and tell me that.
No.
Oh, okay, well, give it to me. What's going on with these?
Believe it or not, the premise is sound and the reasoning is altruistic. Believe it or not, it really is. The people that volunteer, they come. Some of them have been incarcerated before. They're professional.
Right.
They genuinely, you take this new show coming on, the new season, you've got one of the ladies who, I mean, she's hardcore, but some people are going in to help improve conditions for the inmates because they've been incarcerated themselves. Then you have others who are going undercover because they worked in law enforcement and they want to expose how the law enforcement, the officers, the COs are treating the prisoners.
So this is undercover boss in jail.
It really is.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah,
it is. But this is one of the better reality shows because it's very realistic. It's not fake. The challenge each season is that in its popularity, the inmates are becoming smarter to be able to detect those.
Right.
These people are in real jeopardy.
That's right.
Because when they install the cameras and stuff. But what's more fascinating, even once you get past that premise, is to get a true look at the people who are incarcerated. These are our people. You want to see what institutionalized means, how people become they are. Watch this show. What you cannot take your eyes off of it. Right. It is fascinating. Everything you think you know about jail, you get that and more.
Yeah.
And it's unfiltered. It is real. And it is worth watching. And literally this Saturday, they know the new season, so they tell the story leading all up to this. This is going to be a great season because what's so fascinating, you get the people claim, I'm going to make it 60 days in, and that moment hits them when them doors close. It's real, it's not fake. And you see the ones who you just know going to stay. Not only do you see the people who infiltrate break, you see them form bonds with prison. You wonder how you see stories right here in Atlanta, how a correctional officer could bring in contraband to an inmate, how they have sexual relations. You get to see why.
Oh, wow.
You really get to see how we all like to think of ourselves as strong people. At our core, people are just people, and some of them are followers, easily influenced. They're victims of their circumstances. They get trapped and fall into those traps of falling in with the crowd. Real fear takes over for somebody who think they can handle situations. It is a great watch. Trust me, you won't be wasting your time.
Now I'm gonna tell you something before I let Kenny go. I had a partner, man. He's no stranger to the jail system, but he actually went to prison. And my man came out of prison and he cut my hair like my barber. So he got out of this piece, man, black. And he said, Kenny, he said this. He said, man, you're literally fighting for your life to keep from killing yourself. They have suicide watch prevention numbers posted on the thing because they're trying to take your life mentally from you. The sober fear in my boy, like he hardcore, he halfway a goon. You know what I'm saying? Just okay, but if y'all don't know what that means, that's different than anything you ever known. So I know what I said. So to see him be so sobering, man, and be like to show the system, man. He said, like, you got police officers that are just abusing their authority. They know you got 3 more days to get out there, but then they find a situation to put you in so you can stay in there for 6 more months if you got something to say. Or they just they're just trying to take your freedom. He said, man, I almost lost who I was.
Yes, sir.
He said I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
And for somebody to want to go in there, but now I understand what you're saying. I don't know if I need to watch all this, man. I'm already crazy, Lord. No. Okay.
Before you say, Brother Kenny, because I'll let you in, let me interject one thing. My first real job as an adult, when I moved down south, I was 17 years old. I was a correctional officer at Tucker Max Security Prison.
What don't you do?
I just did a lot of shit. I swear on God. On God, I got a job as a CO in a maximum security prison in Tucker Max, Arkansas. And I found myself as a scrawny, skinny kid having to escort murderers. And I would never forget this to the day I die. Swindler, look his name up. Swindler, who was a death row inmate. Here I am standing 6 feet tall, 155, 60 pounds at that time. I was slim and sexy. and this man standing all of 6'6", 3-something, double handcuffs on. That man told me day one, if I'm serving chow to him, I got a big old thing of pouring tea. He said, I'll kill you. I knew in that moment, day one, this ain't for me. I worked there about 3 months. My first week, I saw two inmates get in a cell together. He bit the man's tongue out. I would go home traumatized, understanding this is not for me, because you are trained to treat them as things, not people. You cannot call an inmate by his name. Jackson, you don't ever ask an inmate to do anything, you tell them. And I knew in that moment I was not built for that life. So what you said, Brenton?
Yes.
It's a different world. When you get behind those doors, it's a completely different world. And I could not bring that home every day, and it wasn't for me.
Man, come on, man. Man, and again, and these people want to go in there. That's why that just messed me up. So I mean, go ahead, Kenny.
When you posted that, Brenton, and I watched a whole hour and 30 minutes, man, I was drawn to it. I was drawn to it because we hear so many things, and I know about our prison system is jacked up. First of all, 100%. Anyway. But I just, the big thing just watching these shows like this is that I know they screwed up. Some of them that killed people and all that, but they treat them damn people worse than they treat the animals.
Yes, sir.
Just they treat them, they feed them the worst of the worst. And I ain't saying they should be in there living the lap of luxury, but goddamn, at least still treat them like a human being to a certain extent. But it's I know if I wouldn't do it, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and tell you, I don't care how much money you talking about. I ain't going in there for I ain't going in there for 8 hours.
Yes, sir.
On 60 days. Man, but I applaud those that's trying to go in there to make a change, because we all know prison system is big business, it's big money. So to be honest with you, they ain't trying to fix it. They ain't trying to rehabilitate those men and women, because they want them to stay because there's big money in it. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I get it. I get it.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna move on. My boy said they want to break your soul.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They want to demolish you mentally. He said, man, they wanted to break you down.
Yes, sir.
To nothing.
Yeah.
And again, y'all gotta understand, this is why people get out of jail, get out of prison, and you try to insert them into society.
Right.
With the understanding of there are people that is wanting to break you down mentally.
Yes, sir.
Like want you to come out of there like your mind is in. This joker said he said your mind is like mashed potatoes because you just. I said, what, man? I said, dude. I said, tell my children what you just said. I said, don't ever keep quiet about this. You let everybody know, because they think it's fun and games out here because they watch it on TV. Y'all keep playing, but Black say that's the real deal, and I believe I may watch it because but I've already heard it and I've seen it again. Okay, all right. So, woo, that make my teeth chatter, man. Just thinking about that crazy stuff. These folks crazy. Hey, my sister, good to see you, Miss Toria. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, what's up, Miss Toria? How you doing?
It's okay. It's all right. You didn't want to hear nothing about this show anyway. You probably already seen the show anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep it going. Listen, y'all, my brothers in the building. Brother Kenny, man,
what up?
It was some, what that basketball game looking like? It's over today.
It's looking at 45-39 and heat up with 3:49 left in the second quarter. So this is gonna be a dog fight.
Yes, sir.
I know Black said he think it's gonna end tonight. We did something yesterday. And brother Brent said he think it's a wrap tonight too. Man, I said I think the Heat gonna pull this one out. I think it'll be done on Thursday though.
Okay. The Denver Nuggets do not want to win their first championship ever in Miami.
In Miami. No, they might do, brother. The after party in Miami, I'm sure gonna be off the chain rather than in Denver.
That part is true, but
nothing else after that, though. I promise you that. Yeah.
Anyway,
yes, sir.
Anyway, but that's what's going on right now. I keep you posted on that. But we gotta talk about that exhibition bout that happened on last night between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III. If you don't know who John Gotti III is, you know who his granddaddy was, my boss John Gotti. They had an exhibition. Okay. Yeah, they had an exhibition match in. Speaking of Florida, we going back to Florida, by the way. Brother Brendan, let them see what went down in Florida, my good brother.
Yes, sir. All right, got it coming up. 3.
That's it. Let me get a stop off you. That's it.
Commentary on this one.
Oh man. Let me give you the setup to that. This happened in the 6th round. Referee Kenny Bayless actually disqualified John Gotti III for doing too much holding. Gotti, after he did that, Gotti basically told Mayweather F you, and then he went at Mayweather after the referee tried to push him away. Both camps ran into the ring. It was on and popping after that. They got both of the fighters back to the locker room. Some more melees started going. Some more brawls started happening backstage between the Mayweather camp, the Gotti camp. It was on and popping. Not only that, we also had a reality show actress, Jocelyn Hernandez. If you're not familiar with her, she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Stevie J's baby mama. She got into it with somebody named Big Lex, and she was fighting back there. They ended up arresting her. So it was a brawl all over the place during this fight. And this was just an exhibition bout, fellas. This wasn't a real fight. This is just an exhibition bout. So Floyd Mayweather, man, again, I don't understand why he's taking this bout. Actually, I do. He's getting that bag. I just want to get you guys' thoughts on what you just saw in this whole exhibition bout game. Black, what you think?
Let me start by saying I cannot stand Floyd Mayweather Jr. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. But one thing that's undeniable about the man, he knows how to make that bag, as you said. What this melee did, it did more for these exhibition bouts than the fight itself. Nobody gave a shit about the fight itself. He wasn't fighting anybody. He's retired, past his prime. It was an exhibition, so you really didn't expect much. But all of the things that surrounded it, the entertainers that show up, and now that you have this, of course, people are going to tune in now for the next one. What this does to heighten the sense of, oh man, what's going on? You should have been there, that kind of thing. Because one thing I know about my people, my bros, we love shit. We love ratchet.
We love shit. Man, I could have said that no better, Black.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. We definitely love ratchet.
We love it. The TikTok videos that we watch the most, they literally have fights, you know, and to see so-called semi-famous people, Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess, I don't care where you take her. You can't take ghetto out of some people. She is who she is. You know, I like her because of that, you know, because she's trying to put a silk purse on the sides here. But this is just funny to me. It's laughable. And it's just what it does is it ensures that the next whoever person he line up, we tune it in to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, man. Brendan, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I have none. Because I don't care. Number one, it ain't worth nothing. I mean, listen, I'm laughing because I didn't even know it was Mayweather with all that hair on his head. I'm like,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, again, I mean, I am tired of fabricating drama. You know what I'm saying? If you from them streets, you know when stuff really going down and what it ain't. You can tell, you know, somebody doing too much talking that they not about that life. I was kind of amazed, like, why the dude keep wanting to fight? You know what I'm saying? After the ref stopped it, I was like, so is this a joke? I didn't even know what that was all about. I'm like, DJ, why does he keep fighting? He don't need the money. He don't need he don't need nothing, right? It's like, who knows? Victoria said Big Lex won Jocelyn Cabaret. Is that her name? Show started her own show. Okay. See, I don't even know these people. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
struggling trying to do 60 days. Let alone, I mean, that interests me because that's real people. That's real stuff. Not to say that stuff ain't real, but it's like, man, y'all not fighting for nothing. Like, I want to see. Yeah, it's ratchet and it's drama. I'm just trying to see why fools want to go in there and lose their life in jail versus two people who got a lot of money fighting after they prime. I don't care about all that.
But these people, Brother Brenton, are social media pariahs. All of these people, they live for the likes and the shares. You would think because they're rich and famous already that they would go and live their best life, but they're vampiric. They need this.
That's crazy.
To Miss Tori's talking about Jocelyn. Without this, she is nobody. They need to breathe. They crave the attention, and with all of the money Floyd has, he needs this. You know, the man is illiterate, but everything he does is for the gram. It's for the social media, so you can see this and that, and that's why I have no respect for him. That's why I don't support him in that sense. But we are talking about it.
Go ahead, Brent.
I just want to say that because Black makes a good point that I never really thought. That's why they say money and power, because it's not either or. You want both. And to your point, Floyd has money to live life 3 times over if he wanted to. So maybe it is like you said. You have to have both. When you've tasted it, you want both. And that's crazy to see this man. You got so much money, dude. Who ride off into the sunset, bro? It's like, what do you want? But you want power. And you're gonna feel like you said irrelevant when you're no longer relevant.
Yep.
And you know what's funny? He walked in his grandson. He walked his grandson in with him to the beginning of this fight. His grandson was like maybe 4 years old. So his grandson now was around all this craziness. You feel me? So I'm like, why do that? And then Toria she had a good point. And I saw this. John Gotti's sisters is threatening Floyd's daughter. See now I'm thinking all this is kind of scripted now. Now y'all taking this a little bit too far. Just like Black was saying, this social media game, it got everybody wants to be a star and like you say, want to like and wants to be trending because trending that's the thing now. So I'm like, my thing with Floyd, I think he's one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. He can get that bag, but taking exhibition bouts at this point, I think is just, dude, just go chill, bro. Go be a grandpa, man. Do your thing, promote fights if you want to, manage fighters, but just, sit out, just chill out, man. Let these other young cats continue the boxing game. So again, it's about the attention, like DJ said. So anyway, that's been the talk all day today. So we'll see what happens. If anything else happened in that, well, I'll definitely keep you posted. And the Heat are up 51-44 at the half on the Broncos. So that's my sports segment. The Broncos. I'm sorry, the Nuggets.
I thought you tried to be funny.
I always say Denver. No, I always say Denver is a football city. I don't be thinking about basketball. I said the Broncos.
That's it. That's it. Once upon a time in 2023, the Denver Nuggets won. That's what it's gonna be. So I'm with y'all, and to be honest with you, everybody want to be famous until they find out everybody's opinion about them. So just know with all that fame come them opinions. Y'all better be careful. Listen, you're gonna live by it, you're gonna die by it. So be it. All right, well, let's keep it going, y'all. Listen, man, we doing good. Now, I think we got 14 more, so let's keep it going. So one word answers. I'm really starting to enjoy this segment. Because y'all just never know what we're gonna get out of this thing, right? So let's see if we can. Okay. Yep. So I want to show y'all a video, and if y'all can give me one word answer on it, please do. And if not, so be it. Let's see. All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear from the audience too. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
I'm trying to get my one word.
Do you need a dictionary or thesaurus?
What the hell was that?
I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it simple. Accurate.
Wasn't it, man? Wasn't it? Miss Torres, she got a delayed flight from going on another vacation, so she said we gotta write up. I guess so. I don't know.
She got to write up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was she said. Miss Torres said nuts. Kenny, you got a one answer for this?
Damn. That's all I can think of.
You know. Damn. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Yeah, that says it all.
Yes, sir. I was thinking, what's that movie with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Twins.
Like DJ just said that.
Oh, did he say that? Okay,
DJ said
that's
twins.
It.
Yep.
That's it. Yes, sir. I'm telling you.
But I could say so much more.
Yes.
Yeah, we know.
But the LGBT people would hate me, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay, all right. That's it.
Yeah.
We're just doing one word answers on this segment. Let's keep it rolling.
Right.
All right, listen, y'all. Apple has news, man. They've been trending. I actually put a little money in my pocket from these investments. So they're coming out with their own virtual reality, or they're not calling it like, it's not like metaverse, like what you got a whole new world, but it's like, it's almost like if you remember when Tony Stark Iron Man, he always throws the little things almost in midair, and then he's able to talk to Jarvis. So basically, you're going to be able to do that with Apple and these glasses or these things. It's a computer, so it's going to have augmented realities too. But I don't know. Although I would like it, but I'm not going to pay $3,500 for that. So I mean, I may just wait. I don't know. Is it? Are we that in dire need of that much convenience?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's crazy, man. It's this technology game is just hell. I mean, at the end of the day, humans are going to no longer even be important anymore.
And that's what they said. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? It's just like every time I read something, it's some new technology advancement that's really taking away human beings of what a human should be doing. So nah, bro, I ain't messing with that. I'm good on that. So
and I'm gonna say this to you, Black, for you to take it like this. The most concerning thing that they're saying now is about human isolation, which we're already there. Correct. But now we want to get into an area where you can have your Zen time or your yoga time, or you just go to some place. I mean, after so long, people don't want to be interact because it's nothing but hate. And so they just want to be left alone. And so if they got $3,500 right now, they'll just choose to be by themselves. And that's no good.
Yeah.
Well, it's no good, but folks, get ready.
Yeah.
That's where we're headed. We've seen movies like AI and
Demolition Man,
you know, and some of these things that seem so far-fetched, the innovation behind them has already been here. The technology is catching up now to what we've thought, and we're heading that way. And to your point, brother, my brother from another, I agree with you. For us, look at us three, middle-aged men. We know we don't need that. We can live without that. In fact, we covet and cherish human interaction.
Yes.
We know how to put our devices down and have real conversations with people. When we go to events, we partake of the event. We're not photographing every moment, but this intervention is not for us.
Right.
And let's be clear, 5 years from now, it's going to be the norm.
Yeah.
Because once it's introduced by Apple, and then you get Microsoft, to make another model, and you get the Facebook person, you get this one and that one. And once they get involved and the model comes down in cost, so if it's starting out at $3,500, 2 years from now, you know what you'll be able to get it for? At least half that.
Right.
And so when it gets down to a price point of about $1,500, it's going to become the must-have item. We don't think anything now about spending $1,500 on a new iPhone. That's standard cost, $1,200, $1,100. I've never bought one in my life. We think nothing about spending $300 on a pair of sneakers. So once they get it down to a price point, then it's going to become the must-have. And to your point, Brother Brenton, it is incorporating where we're headed, that we're working from home, we're becoming more virtual, less dependent on brick and mortar stores, more self-contained in our little silos. The technology is here and presenting us an opportunity to not have to deal with people. I jokingly said many times on this show that I can't wait to get me an AI woman. Folks, it's coming. Folks, it's coming.
Poor thing.
That's true.
She thinks she gonna be giving black some pleasure. She don't know what she gonna get. If y'all know anything black, you know, add a few things on that thing.
If I can get the body of the Puerto Rican princess without all the attitude, bitch, come out the closet when I need you.
Woo. So speaking of Miss Toria's rant and complaints, here's one more thing that Apple has tried to slide underneath the news in their new update for iOS 17. They're gonna blur out your nudes.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
damn it, how I'm gonna shoot my nudes now. Shoot.
Right. I don't know how many people are still texting news like that, but I guess if you got an iPhone,
everybody.
Yeah. Hey man, have y'all ever sent one? Have y'all ever sent a nude?
Well, I have fake penises that I send out. Yeah, I'm not gonna send my own. You know, I have a reputation to uphold. So I do.
So I'll say this: I've been married ever since we started having smartphones. So I never could play.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
So before I got married, we only had the flips and the beepers 304.
Yeah, it's hard to get a good. It was hard to get a good angle with them flips. Yeah.
So now and my wife need to see something. She can just see it live and in color. It don't matter to me. Okay.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. Yeah. So all right, y'all. I'm just wanting to see if y'all interested in getting all that isolation again. Even with The Fifth Element, you know what I'm saying, the movie with Bruce Willis and Chris Tucker. I mean, I guess. Okay. Whatever. Like you said, it was the conception for us at first, but now we've
it's real.
Gained, yeah, it's coming. Okay, speaking of, listen, y'all, I had a fantastic time on Lee Black Show last week, and we unearthed a lot of things. And I tell you, I watched that video at least 3 times. So there's going to be a multiple point part in this series of Black Love with God in the Bedroom. So if you didn't get a chance to see that show, I want to show a clip, and then I want to talk about God in the Bedroom Part 1 on this show. All right, so Brother Kenny brought up a good question, and now I want to tackle it a little bit now since we got some time on it. And so there'll be a lot of conversations we'll have about this, but check this out and tell me what you think.
Just want to ask one question before we get out of here. To bring it back around to the God in the bedroom, I want to get you and Sherry's take. Can you have a spiritual Holy Ghost out of your mind sexual experience in the bedroom if you and the other person is, or vice versa?
We missed a little bit of it because your incident went out. Can you say that again?
Can you have a Holy Ghost?
Can you have a spiritual Holy Ghost sexual experience in the bedroom if you're not spiritual? You are your partner.
Now listen, I thank you, Mr. Tour. That was a great show. Now I do speak Capricorn. Show. I speak Capricorn. So I'm gonna tell you what Kenny was trying to say. And then I want to talk about it, right? So in his Capricorn coding, he was actually wanting to know, can y'all really get down with the get down in the bedroom if you love the Lord? Or do you have more fun with the sisters who tend to go to the brothels and the strip clubs? So I understood what he meant with what he was saying. So it's like when two people love the Lord, can you really get in and get that thing like you really want to?
Mm-hmm.
And so here it is, part 1 of God in the Bedroom, guilty pleasure. Let's talk about guilty pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. When you hear the term guilty pleasure, Kenny, what comes to mind?
What comes to mind when I hear guilty pleasure is something that you know is it's good to you, but you probably know it ain't good for you.
Okay.
You probably shouldn't be doing it.
All right.
That's what I think guilty pleasure means.
All right, Reverend Black.
I agree. It's something that feels good, but to Brother Kenny's point, there is something about a taboo. You shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. And see, in this moment, I want to share this if I can, because a lot of hesitation and friction came because someone in some type of authority in a religious background or organization tried to impose their opinion or their perspective or perception of intimacy onto their parishioners or to their followers, which was wrong. But it leads us to this moment of now defining God in the bedroom. Guilty pleasure is because you have either been indoctrinated with something or you have followed someone who does not desire to please their spouse, right? What you say, DJ? He said that's how baby Christians get here, and you can go. That's funny. That's really funny. So for me, guilty pleasure when bringing God into the bedroom, you feel because you have been taught certain things for so many years, when it's now time for you to do, that which is being asked of you, you have to work through so much in your mind because somebody has taught you something. So it's only guilty. So to answer Kenny's question from last week, now that I paid attention to it, I promise you, I won't give you black transparency, but I'll just try to get real close to it. Like, I have been on both sides of the street. I have done some things before I committed my life to holy matrimony, and I did it afterwards. And I still expect both things. Both, I get it. Both, yeah. Like I got the way I got it in. I'm getting it now. So,
yeah,
I knew how I felt back then, and I know how to say this. Did, and we, yes. So to answer your question, yes, sir, I didn't forget when I got married. I didn't forget.
Yes, sir.
I didn't forget, and I made sure. But okay, anyway, I was going black on them.
Yes, sir.
But,
yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's guilty when God is not being honored. I'll say it like that because I thought that was a great articulation. It's only a guilty pleasure when you have a God conscience, right? Again, I'm not pushing my views on to people who don't believe. I'm just speaking to believers. So it becomes a guilty pleasure when God is not honored. But I don't forget. And so I definitely still enjoy it as I did. I'm just enjoying it with the one woman that I love.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what how y'all see it?
Well, let me answer it as well, Kenny, because I love the question. Yeah. Man, I love the question, and I truly hope we get a chance to do a part 2.
I think we got 6 to 7. We're gonna be like the Fast and Furious over here. We're gonna get to 10.
Man, I tell you, I love this whole series, on love in general, So to answer the question, sex is fun. Let's just start there with that premise. Regardless of how you're doing, it's pleasurable. God created something that's pleasurable, and it's gotten us in a lot of trouble. Now, I want to kind of piggyback on something you said, Brother Brenton, and something DJ said, because both of you make a point that I want to talk about. You said, that you understand both sides of it, Brother Brenton. You haven't forgot. The same is true for me, believe it or not. All these many years of being single, I got divorced when I was 30 years old. I'm 55 years old. The memory banks are still there. I actually still remember what it felt like to be in a committed God-fearing relationship where everything we did was clean in the sight of God. To my mind, that's my understanding of it. Everybody can interpret it their own way. I'll even go a step further. I know what it's like to even have sex when I've been in simply a committed relationship, whether it was married or not, because there's a difference there too. Right. The nasty, filthy, no good bitches that I sleep with, there is guilt attached to it. And it's not just a conscience matter. It's a constrictedness to it that I can't do everything I want to because I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. I don't know where that bitch been. She don't know where I've been. It limits me in terms of what I can do. Even on that, I'm going to get my enjoyment out of it because I'm a man and I'm a selfish SOB. So I'm going to get mine, whether you get yours or not. So I'm going to stuff myself clean down the back of your throat and get mine. Mine come in some kind of way where you want it, you know. Having said that, there's certain things I know I can't do. I have not kissed a woman in the mouth in a passionate way in over 7 years. Wow. Over 7 years. Sucked some toes, ate some ass, ate a little bit of pussy. A couple of years ago, I hadn't had that in a long time. Most of these bitches is nasty. So there's things I cannot do in a committed relationship. And there's certainly things I cannot do. Y'all laughing at me. If there is God in the picture, because the Bible says where there's a threefold cord, it's not easily broken.
Yeah. And
so, yes, I crave that because I remember what that felt like to lay down with somebody that it wasn't just physical, it was emotional and mental and, dare I say, spiritual. So to answer your question, Brother Kenny, I don't believe so. Now people think so because sex is enjoyable and we can convince ourselves. But if you really want to know true bliss, it is in the context of having God in that relationship because there is nothing you can't do. Knowing that you have the ultimate blessing, this is your wife, not your girlfriend. And if you're both leading any kind of godly lives and intentions, it's all the more better. And that's the God's honest truth, you nasty bitches out there.
If y'all have never watched the show before, you heard what Kenny said at the beginning of the show. I never heard a brother who can cuss and bring up sex. He's a true preacher. Come on, Reverend Black. All right, Kenny, you started this.
I want to say, man, you guys both gave great articulate answers. I was thinking about that question, during the show last week, man, and I was like, well, let's bring this back around. When we talking about God in the bedroom, can you do that, have the whole shebang if both people are not following, are Christians or spiritual? And obviously you answered that really well. Brent, you can still do the same thing if you're not, but to me, it just it's a better connection when you are. In my mind, I think because the physical part is easy, the orgasm and all that is easy, but once you find an emotional and spiritual connection with your partner, that makes the sex even greater. So I appreciate you brothers breaking it down because I was really wanting to pick you all's brain just to see what did you think about that. So
beautiful question.
I think it was dope.
Beautiful question.
Yeah.
And I'll end with this. Two things. Number one, I want to say, there's a saying that they say in church, I'd rather be in trouble with God than to be safe without him. Again, I am better off enjoying my wife knowing that God is pleased versus trying to risk my whatever on somebody else that's trying to give me the same thing. So it's not worth it for me. And ultimately it goes back to, like Black said, not knowing there's a lot of things that could go wrong in that situation. And again, I'm not pushing my faith on anybody. I'm just telling you from whence I believe, and nothing more, nothing less. And so but we have, again, here it is. Anything that man puts their hands on, they find themselves abusing it, whether it's alcohol, whether it's food, anything, you know what I'm saying, we engage in inappropriately, it's abusive. So why not do it God's way so you can get God's results? What DJ said, man, this is deep, because a lot of men deal with the desire yes, obsession of sex, including myself.
Right.
However, it can only be of God if you're married. Yeah, brother.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's what we're trying to do, brother. I'm trying to put that snorkeling thing on and try to get about 100 feet under the water. So that, man, listen, we got to start talking about this stuff, man, because people have to understand why they're making the decisions that they're making, and knowing that, yeah, in spite of people may be happy without him, but I don't want to try that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen what they look like. Okay, anyway.
I envy you. I envy you. And
I do too.
I envy you.
I do too.
Well,
I do too. For real.
Listen, I'll say this and I'll whisper because she might be listening. It still ain't easy.
No, now that part I agree. Now that part I agree.
Okay.
We already.
That's real. That's real, brother.
Yeah,
because I be wanting to send her home at 3 o'clock in the morning too.
That's real talk, brother. That's real talk.
Sometimes.
No, I get it. That's real talk.
Yeah. Because listen. At the end of the day, you get to send them home when you're mad at them. I got to turn over. Right?
I get it. Yeah. That's real talk.
I love y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah. So again, it's a balance, and so it's a level of maturity that you got to have. And so, Miss Tori said it's tied up 66.
It's tied up,
It's over. Anyway, man, I love this. I love this portion of the show. I got about 9 other parts that we're gonna go through, and we just gonna make this thing do what it do, baby.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the point of the show. The favorite part of some of y'all part of the show that y'all love the most. But Lee Black gonna holler at you for a second, and he's gonna talk about Gen Z's is still waking up.
Yes, sir. I put those extra Z's on the end because, you think about being sleep, and the Generation Z, these young folks out here under the age of 30, they're supposedly the most woke people on the planet. And what I love about them is how they discover something and they think they've reinvented the wheel, and all of a sudden it's in cachet. So I don't know if you guys have been watching this new trend on TikTok called bed rotting. Bed rotting is a new trend. It's literally amassed over 200 million views on TikTok. Now, what bed rotting actually is the act of doing nothing from your bed. I can't make this up for an extended period of time.
Lazy.
And that was my first impulse that, okay. But we're not talking about staying in bed for days. We're talking about staying in bed for hours. So there is this new trend geared towards bed rotting. And the idea is to take more self-care and be more, take some time away from their busy life, of taking a break from life, as they say. And this is all part of their wellness strategy that they've come up with, being so woke. And, you've all heard the term quiet quitting, that here we are post-pandemic. This generation is deciding that I'm not going to work as hard as previous generations. I'm going to take care of myself. And that's why we see a workplace now where it's a quieter, gentler place, and they need a lot more reassurance, and compliments to do their job, things that our generation, it was just part of doing the job. And so I laugh at these youngsters, so to speak, as they're discovering things that to us just make common sense. So us on this panel sitting here as millennials, I like to think that we have always been a lot more sensible, but we were silly during our time. But here's what age and wisdom gets you. We've learned through age and wisdom how to already embrace this sense of balance, how to take care of ourselves. We don't need anybody to tell us what we need to do. If it's snowing outside and we can't go to work, we tell our boss, I'm not coming in today. We know how to make the cognitive decisions to take care of who we are. But these young people today, they have to come up with trends to help them opt out of this hustle culture. And so they have this need, to be noticed whenever they're doing things that to us are just actually natural things. We know to take time out to rest without feeling guilty about it. We know that doing nothing sometimes is very intentional. I was off work today. I ain't sick. I'm feeling pretty good. I wanted to sleep and take an extra day. I called my boss and told her, this is a me day. I don't need self-assurance patting on my back. I know exactly what my body needs, what my mind needed for me to be able to be the best version of myself, and that's fine. And so when I look at this new TikTok generation, I laugh about them being woke because they've aestheticized, this new trend. It's now attractive. And so now that it's become attractive, it's irresistible. And they want to create different ways to do this. And while I applaud this generation and finding out something that is so natural and normal to us, I want to end by saying this. You guys, you youngsters under 30, look at this panel. Believe it or not, we got a wealth of experience that we can pass on to you guys that you would not believe. We don't have to make a trend of it. Some of us are your uncles, your father's brothers, your mothers, your aunties, whatever. Take the time to sit down and have a real conversation with people that's over the age of 40 because they've been where you're trying to go. They've already seen all the trends that you guys are creating. There's nothing new under the sun. You're just reinventing things that we've already done. And so I want to leave you guys with this. There's a difference between an intellect and wisdom, intelligence. Intelligence is recognizing that Frankenstein was the doctor. Wisdom is recognizing that he wasn't just a doctor, he was also the monster. Peace.
That's a drop the mic moment.
He picked up a different drink after that one, too.
Another drop the mic moment from Brother Black.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
man. And now he ain't chasing nothing with nothing. All that's alcohol. Oh, my goodness, man. Fellas, man, listen, I do not like doing this show without sister, but I'm telling you, man, we holds it down. I appreciate it, brothers. Listen, we'll try it again next week. See if she may go out of town again to Russia or something. I don't know where she goes.
We missed you, though. We need that level of estrogen to balance out this testosterone.
Yes, because these sisters ain't coming to see us no more. They wait till you get back now. But that's all right. Y'all just looking at us talk to ourselves, and we enjoy talking to each other, so it's all good. So it's final thoughts time, brothers, man. Listen, I almost hate when the show ends sometimes, especially when we be hitting on all cylinders. It's just, man, I love it. Man, listen, Miss Tori, DJ, I appreciate y'all and all the other 4 or 5 people that was hanging around with us today. Thank y'all so much. But it's final thoughts time.
I think are you trying? I don't know if you do call for me, Brent, but keep going. I'm coming back.
What you talking about?
His internet must be.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's okay. You got me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me your final thoughts before.
Did you call for my final thoughts, Brother Brent? I think
did.
You did.
Yep,
I believe so. Let me get out of here. Let me say this real quick. Obviously, I love doing the show with my brothers. First of all, tomorrow, Donald J. Trump. Watching that to see what's going to happen with that. Is this going to be some history-making justice? I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to keep our eye on Donald J. Trump. Secondly, I want to say this, and I'm going to get off of here real quick. We got Father's Day weekend and Juneteenth coming up this weekend. I want to wish happy Father's Day to my 2 Capricornian brothers early. I'm sure I'll say it again to you and to all the wonderful fathers out there. I know we don't get a lot of credit, but I want to wish you happy Father's Day, man. We love you. Keep doing your thing. We recognize you. And Juneteenth weekend is this weekend. It's a federal holiday next Monday. Some of y'all be off work. Make it your business to patronize Black-owned businesses at least Saturday or Sunday. Patronize a Black-owned business. Those are my final thoughts. I'm out.
Yes, sir. All right. Black, give it to me, brother.
I in the same vein as my brother Kenny, Father's Day coming up. And again, this is just organic. It ended up being just us brothers here. And I'm going to include you in this too, Mr. DJ. I want to normalize Black men talking and being vulnerable and opening up about any and everything.
Yep.
And so in honor of Father's Day, find some brothers, find some men. We too often stand around and limit ourselves to talking about just sports and women and, things we're supposed to talk about. But you know what? We're free thinking, emotional beings like everybody else. And especially, like I said in the last segment, we're hitting a certain age where we've got a lot of wisdom to pass on to my brothers. Open the door so that they know it's okay for them to talk to us about any and everything. We got the same things going on as women. We got as much wisdom as anybody out there. We've seen things, done things. I want to normalize brothers having real conversation. Believe it or not, my show is called Real Talk for Real Men. I always leave that off for the most part, I just call it Real Men for short, because it's been a challenge to get my men to open up. So I'm just so pleased to be on panels and have conversations like this where, Brother Brenton, you open that door for us to be vulnerable, to tell women what we really think about things, that it's more than just drinking and women in cars. So I want to normalize that. And I thank you guys for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one thing that I will say
No doubt
about the Bible that I really don't appreciate Solomon for doing is, after all the dirt that he did, he decided to write the book of Ecclesiastes and tell people how jacked up his life is after he done did all his dirt. Dummy. Don't do that. Right? Don't be that guy to do all your dirt and then go back and tell everybody don't do it. How about we just don't do it, and then we tell people, hey, you'll end up in a better place if you don't do it.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
anyway,
right.
yeah. Listen, fantastic, man. All right, listen, fellas, I got a question for y'all. If I ask you, adding insult to injury, what is that? Where does that take you?
You already done something stupid or crazy, and you compound it with something else.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
You taking your dumminess to a higher position of being a dummy.
Dumminess.
And I know dumminess isn't a word.
I love it.
I love it for tonight.
Today, that's a good one today.
I love it.
What you say? We upgraded that dummy. Yeah. Well, listen here. I got a dummy upgrade for us. Y'all check this out.
Damn.
Listen, man, I appreciate that, big dog. For real, man.
Damn.
We need to hook up, man.
DJ.
We all need to hook up, DJ. And let's just chop it up sometime. Yeah, listen. It was literally an injury. And so
right.
The insult is for the professionals to put your butt on that ground. So all I'm gonna say, man, how about we just don't get in the accident first, so that we don't have some fools like that. Put your butt back face down in that concrete, because all I know is, I've always known this all my life, that concrete don't never lose. That concrete don't never lose.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So listen, y'all, that's Kenny and that's Lee Black.
Right.
And Devin will see us next week, and so will you.
Salute.
We out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Peace.